welcome back. So this week, windows. Let me show you what I'm doing. So as you can see, you get the table set up. This is one of the brand new windows. Looking great. And this is my stuff to make this all happen. We've got a little bit of everything. I've got some epoxy wood filler right here. So it's a two-part, so really strong stuff, great for outdoors. Purdy brushes, a few different sizes. I have one that's really beat up that I'm gonna use mostly for the outside stuff because it doesn't have to be super duper clean. Some snips to snip the rails or weather stripping that goes on the windows that I got. I have some climbing rope, climbing harness, and carabiners. I'll explain these in a little bit. Got my paints and primers. I actually have two colors here. There's a really dark green, almost black, which will be the color the sashes go on the outside. On the inside, I'm gonna stain, or not stain them, but shellac them and then put a waterproofer on top of that. And then the outside, I have a color called antique white, which is good because, you know, they would have tried for white back in the day, but they wouldn't have quite got it. I'll show you guys a photo of what the original windows looked like in the house, at least in 1892, what they look like. And so that's what I'm mimicking here. Again, the photo is in a sepia tone, so I can't know the exact colors, but the sashes were dark and the window frames were light. So that's about the best way I can go off it. So here we are at the window. Sorry, it's super duper backlit. This is the one to the right of the fireplace here in the library. And the reason I'm choosing this one is because I actually already have it loose. You know what's holding it in is this little nail here and another nail on the other side. As you can see, the old weather stripping right here, there's actually a rail on that this rides on. So, and I have some new versions of this stuff, so I don't have to reuse the old stuff. And I'll show you how that all works. But yeah, I've only got so many hours today because I had to run and get a bunch of ropes. So let me set up a time-lapse camera and we'll get this going. I'm gonna pop this guy out, compare the sizes to the old or the new one, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Hey guys, I had some mic trouble for these clips here, but as you can see, the sill is missing, and that's because it was completely rotten. You can see here it is really crumbly, really rotten. So in this next little time lapse, you're gonna see me making a new one out of the old lumber I got. So yeah, should be good, should be extremely rot resistant because it's the old pine, and yeah, enjoy. Welcome back. Camera died, sorry, but I was fighting a storm here, so I didn't really bother setting anything else up because first and foremost, the most important thing is getting the project done and making sure the house is preserved, and secondary is shooting the video for you guys, and the preservation kicked in because water was going everywhere and it was a bit of a mess. But I got the new sill in. It's good. It's on there really nice and stable. I'm happy with it. It's rock solid. And yeah, so there's that. We got the sill. Now as you can see, I've got my camera, my time-lapse guy. Say hello, time-lapse guy. He's hanging out there. And the reason for being for that is I'm going to shoot from out there back up this way as I go ahead and remove the top sill and go ahead and clean all the nastiness up there. So of course I've got to do all that. And you might be asking yourself, Caleb, how do you plan on doing that? There's no scaffolding. Well, I didn't order any because I don't want anybody to climb in the window, and I would need a day to have it set up, or probably 2 or 3 days to get it painted. A lift is really expensive to rent, so I've come up with my own solution. Let me show you. As you can see, before I get into what exactly is going on here, I do want to not necessarily recommend this to anybody, especially if you have zero climbing experience. Like, I used to go rock climbing a lot with my brother. I know how to tie knots. This rope is an actual climbing rope. I'm wearing a real climbing harness. None of this is fake. None of these are little keychains that you put your keys on. These are real ones. They're rated for my weight. So, as you can see, I've got 2 rafters on each rope, 3 attachment points, and everything is in a what's called a figure 8 knot, a double figure 8 knot. So these are really strong. They're not going anywhere. This rope is rated, some ridiculous amount. It is a dynamic rope, so it has a little bit of bounce to it, and that's okay. It means if I do fall, there's a bit of a safety. And because these are all positioned on the inside and not the outside, when I fall, I will fall in. So it won't be a problem. I have also connected my 2 carabiners to my harness and laid here to test, make sure nothing rattles, nothing jumps, and bounced quite a bit. And yeah, it's rock solid. It's like a hammock almost. So, I've got my harness. It's a nice one, and yeah. So I feel quite confident that I can clean this all up with the harness, a ladder, and standing in the window there. So let me go ahead and get started on that, because I think we might be getting some more rain here soon, and I definitely don't want to be doing this while it's raining. Again, don't recommend anybody follow me on this, but this is how I'm choosing to do it, so it is what it is. Welcome back from what I'm sure is an exhausting sequence of time lapses. The reason I didn't explain things maybe as well as I usually do with things like this is simply put, there was a lot to do this week and I didn't really have the time to pick up the camera and film. It was more of get this done, figure this out, because I have a lot of windows to do, not just one. But I do have one really, really close to being done. You guys might have saw it in the background, so let me show you that. So here you go, guys. Here's the window in place, or almost. The top sash here is in place. It's locked in. It's good to go. They obviously need a little bit of cleaning still, but the bottom sash is actually just sitting in here. I could remove it if I wanted to. However, I still have to do the rails here that these things ride on, are the weatherproofing, weather strips that the windows ride on, and I have to still do the weights and the pulleys. The top window actually has the weights and the pulleys in, but you can see there's an open spot there for the pulley. I have to put that in, and then it's missing the middle stop, which rides in this spot right here, all the way around. So it's missing that stop right now, which I have to fit in there as well. And I'm sure there'll be some movement and some other random things I gotta do here because, simply put, you know, they take a little bit of fandangling. You know, nothing's perfectly square in this house. So to get things to fit and be correct, takes a little bit of, well, moving it around and figuring it out and problem solving. But I am really happy with the way these windows have turned out as far as like how beautiful they are. I mean, they are really nice. And here you can see I got the original brass back in there, cleaned up, pretty shiny. Sorry about the shadows. There you go. And the wood just kind of glows. This is shellac on here. And I will be waxing it here at some point. Just haven't quite got to that yet today. And of course I can do all that waxing here from the inside. Basically I was handling everything that had to be outside. And as far as out there, I mean, you know, I took the storm window off, rebuilt this entire sill because this sill was completely rotten. Put new quarter round out there, replaced the rotten stuff. Painted everything twice, primed it. Yeah, I did quite a bit. It might not necessarily look like it, guys, but you know, it takes work to be authentic to this and to do it the correct way, to make sure it's right. I had to get some new weights because these windows weigh more than my old windows. So the weights that are in there now are 12 pounds. The ones before were 8.5. And so that splits the weight of the window because the window is 25 pounds. So half and half keeps it up, keeps it together. But yeah, it's really starting to look good. Let me step a bit further back so you guys can kind of see it in all of its glory all at once. Yeah, it's rather nice, guys. And it looks awesome from the outside. The outside paint scheme as well, guys, is probably not exact to what it was back in the day, but it's a really, really good guess in my opinion. With the dark green and then the antique white, I think I'm really close. Maybe it was a bit more of a cream color versus the antique white that I have on there, but it would have been something like that. And so, I mean, I'm just imagining this entire window with all of its frame or all of its trim back on and just ready to roll. It's going to be so nice. I mean, you know, especially when you consider what they usually look like, which is this, just this beat up mess. And to see it back, you know, looking like this, man, it's just really, really beautiful. So that is this week's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. It's definitely a huge step in the right direction, in my opinion, with these windows. I mean, you know, the old girl's got her defenses back up, if you will. She's got a proper window that'll keep out all the wind and rain. No more broken glass. No more, you know, it's something I think that this building deserves to have, this really high quality, beautiful, beautiful window. I want to say thank you so much to Bill over at St. Louis Sash and his son. Like, they killed this project. I mean, they really did deliver a very high quality product, and I'm ecstatic to have it here in this house. Like, it just it baffles me how good they look. And so I'm really, really happy with this project. I think it's coming out amazing. I can't wait till the entire entire outside of the house has all these new windows in it and everything's shiny and pretty and just not falling apart and crumbling. because I've started to notice the difference here on the inside, guys, but then the outside, that one window, seeing it outside and that one little glimpse of what it's going to be out there, and it's exciting. It's really, really exciting. It's like waking up at Christmas and all your toys are under the tree. It's really awesome, guys. So, and again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys again next week. Have a great one. Take care. Bye-bye.